Alright guys, welcome back to another video. My name is CFI Munden. One of the questions that I got asked in my Checkride, and I had a super embarrassing answer, was my DPE asked me, is the Pitot tube, is it an anti-ice or de-icing system? And this is literally my answer, and I hate myself for this to this day. It's like one of those things that just I think about sometimes like, oh my god. And you should have seen my DPE's face. He asked me, okay, Forrest, is the pitot tube an anti-ice system or is it a de-icing system? And I go, oh, it's an anti-ice system, but you can use it as a de-icing system. And he just looked at me and he was like, I am this close. He said just straight up, he's like, I am this close to failing you right now. And I was like, oh my god. So I started to panic. And I said, well, here's the thing, you can use it. It's anti-ice, but if there's ice accumulated on it, then you can turn it on and then it melts the ice, and so it's kind of like a de-icing system. And that is not the right answer, because that is not how the pitot tube is supposed to be used. So I totally fumbled that, and I'm going to create a video quickly and tell you that the just so I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. That the pitot tube, if somebody asks you if it's a de-icing system or if it's an anti-icing system, it's an anti-icing system, okay? So it's supposed to prevent the buildup of ice, not get the ice off of it once it's already built up, okay? And that kind of just makes sense, right? So some examples of de-icing system is pneumatic boots, electrothermal systems, fluid de-icing, mechanical de-icing, or propeller de-icing, okay? So those are de-icing systems. So once the ice is on, we use those boots to get it off, or those electrothermal systems or whatever. Okay, so ice is on, we get it off. We de-ice the aircraft, right? Anti-ice systems is pitot tube, thermal anti-icing, the TKS system, windshield anti-icing, engine anti-icing, okay? But really we're talking about the pitot tube here. It prevents ice formation on the pitot tubes. That's it, guys. That's a really simple, breakdown of it. I don't really know how I can go into this more, but we could talk about this right here, some anti-ice functionality, preventative. So the pitot heat is intended to be turned on before ice forms. When activated in advance, it keeps the pitot tube warm enough to prevent icing from forming at all. And then continuous operations in icing conditions, which, right, you're not going to be flying into known icing conditions as a Cessna 172 pilot, right? In icing conditions, the pitot heat is left on continuously to ensure that the tube stays clear of ice. Where de-ice functionality, it's reactive. Okay, so de-ice systems are activated after the ice is already formed. Their purpose is to remove existing ice, as I said before. An example would be pneumatic boots on wings that inflate to break up ice, or heating elements of melted ice that forms on the surface. Okay, so guys, is the pitot tube an anti-icing system or a de-icing system? The pitot tube is an anti-icing system, no more, no less. All right, hope that helped.